All right, the T. This is the T with weightlifting. All day long, I see people making these mistakes and viewing weightlifting in the wrong way. So I'm gonna try and create some analogies that will hopefully get those light bulbs to flash, get you guys to wake up and see it for what it is. So all day long, you're being bombarded on Instagram and social media with these tiny, they might not look tiny to you, but to the trained eye, it's tiny little movements done in rapid succession, and they're very fancy and they're sequential, like lunge to a row to a press or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. It appears the person is very busy. It appears that person is getting a lot done in a short amount of time. Yo, this is my hotel workout. And it's like these really quick, like jump lunge, jump lunge, jump lunge into a push-up, into like a yoga move, scoop, chaturanga, whatever you call it, into a lunge and press with some like lunge kicks, hop kicks, plank kicks, burpees, all of these things. Yeah, I get it. It looks wild. It looks fancy. It looks like that person's burning a ton of calories. But here's how I want you to view it with analogy one. If you were to take like an artist, a canvas, you take a blank canvas and it's like the size of a car, which is your body. Those little tiny movements, it's like the single joint moves, like a bicep curl, maybe just your knees moving, maybe it's just a plank jack, whatever. That's like taking that whole canvas that you have to work with and just painting the top little corners with a brush of a stroke right there. Blop, blop, blop. That's what those moves are essentially. You're not using hardly any of your body, even though it looks fancy. So that's why we use barbells and dumbbells and do compound movements, which are the biggest movements, what Tighten Up focuses on. Bench press, squat, deadlift, pull-ups. That is using such a broad area of your body. It's like taking that canvas and splashing the whole thing, murdering that thing with paint. What do you think is going to burn more calories? Is it the painting the little tiny corners, or is it using the entire canvas and spreading it out? That's going to cause more trauma to a larger part of the body. Now, what happens is the more trauma you can cause, an analogy coming after this, the more trauma you can cause, the longer the body spends repairing itself. The more calories you burn, the more likely you are to add lean muscle, which is going to contribute to the calories you burn while out of the gym, which is where you spend all of your time. So think about it like this. If you were to take pebbles, there's a still lake. There's mountains in the background. This lake looks like sheet glass. You can see the reflection of the mountains in it. If you were to chuck those tiny movements, those plank jacks, those burpees, those jumping lunge kicks, spider kicks, if you were to throw those movements into the lake, it's like a little pebble. Here, let me chuck this little pebble. The lake would cause, it would cause reverberations, but very quickly, that lake would resettle back to what it was, sheet glass. Now, taking bench, squat, deadlift, pull-ups, rows, all those big body compound movements that use the whole canvas, that's like chucking a gigantic boulder into that glass lake. How long do you think those reverberations are going to take before that lake settles back to zero? It's going to be like 8 times as long, since more massive trauma was caused to the area. That's what you need to be careful of. It's so easy to get caught up in these fancy celebrity moves, looking all wild, doing a lot in a little bit of time. It is far more beneficial for you to spend 30 minutes crushing those big body canvas moves, boulder into a lake moves, than those tiny pebbles. And after a while, those tiny pebbles become less and less because there's no progressive overload. So think about this. Do you think your body's going to burn more calories when you can bench 100 pounds or squat 100 pounds? Versus how about when you can bench 200 pounds or you can squat 200 pounds? What do you think the body's going to require more fuel from? The 100-pound lift or the 200-pound lift? So again, progressively getting stronger at these lifts, the body's constantly being asked for more. Give me more, give me more. You're throwing bigger and heavier stuff at me. I need assistance. And that assistance, more than likely, is going to come from fat if your calories are in check. Hopefully that all makes sense. That's the T.